Hello, friends. Welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with all of us.
Been doing this for about 6 years, or 6 or 7 years.
7.
7 years. Wow.
I'm bad with names. Sometimes I forget your names. You know,
They're right there at the bottom, right here.
There on the screen.
Oh,
Me. That's
right
me.
down here. Okay, I see. That's how I can. That can be like how I remember.
Let's talk about this movie called Coup, but C-O-U-P, like coup d'état,
With an exclamation
Coup
point,
d'etat.
right?
with an exclamation point.
It's
And
very fancy.
It's a very fancy movie, starring Peter Sarsgaard.
Must be a French
and-
film.
I love him. Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah, Peter Sarsgaard's great, and Billy Magnussen, who you've seen before, you'll recognize him as the rich guy in this. I mean, Sarah Gadon and Fisher Stevens, and it's kind of a comedy of a class comedy. Maybe that's what they're saying. So let's, and it takes place. It says here during the Spanish flu of 1918.
That's an interesting idea.
So, yeah.
You know, I have an idea for a movie. Let's set it during the Spanish flu. Oh, that sounds awesome.
So many comedy opportunities.
So many.
No,
But you know what
exactly.
it does is it's kind of like a movie that has no cell service. It's like this is their reason for confining these people to one place and they can't leave. So it kind of makes you, it's going to set that up. I think.
I feel like if I find out a film is set in the past before cell phones, I immediately want to watch it for some reason. Like I want to watch any kind of a drama before cell phones, before smartphones and
Right.
computers and things like that. I don't know why. I mean, it's just like every time a movie is in the present day, it's people looking at their phones and looking at computers,
I'm so sick of that.
solving crimes. It's like, okay, click, 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 click. There's this mugshot, and
There's where his phone
information.
was, and then they were together.
Yeah.
Both their phones were together at this one
Here's a
location.
satellite
Solved.
photograph of him at the murder scene.
And
But
it's like,
here-
The end.
None
Everybody's
of
got to live in the moment, and they
Right.
have to be present, and that's sort of the fun key about it. So let's take a look.
and it's directed by Joseph Schuman and Austin Stark. Okay, let's take a look at the trailer for Coup.
Cool.
All
I don't
right.
know why we're saying it that way. I just want to.
It's just fun too.
Do you have servants? Or you are one?
Mr. Horton's dedicated his life to fight for us workers.
This epidemic is decimating our nation.
You brought on a new cook?
I'm Floyd Monk.
You were meant to arrive yesterday.
I woke up in hell, and here I am in paradise.
Welcome to our home.
We don't believe in taking life of any kind.
That mustache is
And the
awesome.
boss wants to eat leaves. That's his right. I just don't see why we can't eat meat.
What happened to your finger?
Blew it off right at the nub.
Can I touch it?
No. There's something off about that man.
The plagues come to Egg Island.
You know, we only got a couple of days' produce left in that garden.
Our children need to eat. We all do.
You wouldn't have to dirty your own hands.
There will be no taking of any life in this house.
You're right.
Has many calling you this generation's ultimate muckraker.
It is not every day you meet someone on the front page of the paper.
I will get us more food, I promise.
You just leave the killing and the carving to me.
Feed my own family.
You've never used a gun in your life.
To our leader and our provider.
I only did what had to be done.
You gonna get us all killed.
You are a crazy bastard, Floyd Monk. We're risking our lives for this family. We deserve more.
He is corrupting my entire staff. His cook is attempting some sort of coup.
It's the cool.
You gonna fire me? Seems to me you're the one that's fired.
He's not a cook.
You're blaming everyone but yourself.
Lloyd Monk is dead. I don't know who is this man in my house.
You better hope civilization come back soon. You ain't cut out for this here world. Get out of my house! Hey.
Oh my god. I mean, that doesn't even look like Peter Sarsgaard. That's crazy. I love that mustache. It's awesome. The mustache and the top hat. I want that. So good.
He's such an interesting director actor, because I just think I just like him even when he plays, not the most savory characters. I just think he's an interesting person to watch. And Billy Magnussen is also an actor I like. He usually plays sort of like the
Ivy
jackass. Yeah,
Yes.
sort of like the kind of the person you don't like. But in this movie, it
Exactly.
looks like he's more like just, hey, I'm trying to keep it together here.
Yeah.
What's going on in my what's going on in my house
Yeah.
with these
Yeah.
servants? So it's kind of an interesting twist as far as the casting.
Imagine
I think it
how
looks fun. I
helpless
mean,
you
it looks
feel.
like a kind of movie that is probably super entertaining, and
Yep.
looks like there's a whole lot of drama.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans is a good word for it.
Shenanigans.
Just like people running around, slamming doors and running up and down stairs. But
The
no,
noise is off or something.
yeah, no, it actually looks like it's one of those things where you've got the comedy opportunities of the really stuffy upper class,
Mm-hmm.
and then a sort of gruff, guy who knows how to live off the land kind of comes into their lives and shakes things up. That's always a good opportunity to have show the juxtaposition between these two types of people.
Right.
And this one has the added bonus of being back in the old days when people spoke like that. I shall
Yep.
provide for my family, and
That's so true.
and it looks like they did really good with the period, hair, makeup, set deck, and all that, and and a particular attention paid to the way people speak and behave and things like that, which I think goes a long way to make you feel like you're in this place in this
Right.
time.
Yeah.
It also plays off of the COVID thing, where
Yeah, that's true.
it's also like an
Pandemic.
isolation film. It could, I mean, if it had horror elements, we'd be calling it an isolation horror, because they seem like they're holed up in a house because of the plague,
Right.
and they have to survive, and so it has kind of horror elements to it.
I would say it's got horror elements. I mean, all would have to do is take it one step further. But I mean, I like the idea of like there's someone in your house, all of a sudden you find out it's not who they say they are, and
Right.
they have a gun, and
Yeah.
they seem like they know how to use it, and they have kids. So
And you
but I
really
like-
can't go anywhere because
You can't go anywhere. The flu.
plague,
You'll die.
the flu is coming to Egg
Either
Island.
way.
So
Exactly. The flu is coming. I like too the idea that like what would happen in a situation like that if the servants decide just to rebel and not pay attention to any of the rules and just ignore, like what could they do? I mean,
Yeah.
so I like the idea he comes and he's kind of this corrupting influence of like, hey, who says we have to do what they say? And they're like, because it's our job.
I think
Like
that
they're like,
happened in
what?
Paris a while back.
It's really exactly. So I think that's a cool idea, and just he just looks like he's having a blast in this, and I really like that.
Yeah.
But it looks fun, and like you say, it looks like a cool kind of drawing room kind of comedy where everyone's kind of confined to these beautiful locations.
Yeah.
And there's this sort of war of manners, and the roguishness that he brings to everything. And he's just he's so rude, and you guarantee that woman's gonna fall in love with him. There is no way his wife is not gonna be getting that. No way.
I like that mix of like you do this kind of comedy, like in this class comedy, but then you have this element of scary that, if you were in that position, this is kind of intense and,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
a good situation. So that kind of mix,
Yeah.
I think
It's
it's like,
that I always use this word like a genetic visceral horror kind of idea where someone and it's always a lot of time, and I always mention the same movies, I won't mention them again, but movies in which a person that you have either invited into your home or your life, a person that you may have married, or someone you consider to be a trusted friend that you have put your faith in a way that grants them power over you, and then realizing they're not who you thought they were. That's
Pretty
one
scary.
of the primary elements to certain kind of scariness, horror, uneasy drama. And it seems like, and it goes way back, that idea.
yeah. And I think it hits it, at least in the trailer, it looks like they really got it. So it looks well mounted, well produced, well directed, well acted. Coup. It was released on August 2nd, but it's probably going to be streaming, if not now. I mean, I don't have a date
Very
for that,
soon.
but it's still playing in some theaters. So check it out. I think I
Poster.
will.
Check it out.
Fun, amusing,
But-
radical. I'm in.
Yeah, so here's the poster. We have the concept of him inside the like he's serving him up, and he does not want to be. And it looks like that was probably all unit. It just has that look. They didn't have a special shoot. I mean, even Peter Sarsgaard looks like it was probably unit, and it's a head strip probably. I'm not sure why they repeated the backgrounds, the kind of rich background. I guess because it probably just looked too flat. But we have the rich inside, we have the rich outside. I guess
is that wallpaper behind him? Is he standing against a wall with a kind of?
Well, I mean, they made it look like wallpaper, but
yeah.
I mean, it's molding.
It's odd the font choice, because the font choice, that script that was in the trailer, with the exclamation was really cool, I thought. But this is sort of more
all uppercase.
Yeah, it's all uppercase and a little more generic.
The script they probably thought was too hard to read. Probably.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's almost like this isn't a title treatment because it matches the little subheads under there. It's the same, isn't it? The same font as a jaunty class war comedy.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Okay.
Like they just used
not bad.
Font. They
Not bad.
Cool. Check it out. It looks cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Take care. See you soon.
Bye.